I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA Review. Today is October 24th, Thursday, 2024. Hope you had a good day today. So watch yesterday's video, so it makes sense, generally giving it to the end, mentioning that we would come up to here and then retrace back and then make a higher low and then want to come up. So we've accomplished all this, retrace down, and now we're about to break that high. So I was a little off on the drawing. I'm not well, I am actually an artist, but this high ended up coming to the, obviously this week, this previous week gap, right? Yeah. And then came back. Instead of bouncing off of the lower gaps, it bounced off that first gap. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You got to watch these videos. I'm not over here again for fun, but again, I'm trying to keep my ego out of this. You know what I mean? It's very hard to, but so hard to. It's so hard. But man, in yesterday, beautiful trade there. Got out early. I can't imagine if I held that bitch. If I held that, that would have been my biggest trade for sure. For sure. And all I had to do was hold it till 8:30. But anyways, let's get into the video here. So again, open up with gap. Asia is stuck here. This is a sell model. So either the sell model is here or here. So the origin, this is probably gonna take it while we're here. So consolidation, not moving anywhere, still stuck in this 615 imbalance. 615, sorry, the 415 from yesterday PM. So that was really all you needed. I'm not going to draw it out. I guess I will draw it out, really. I will draw it out. Because this was it's kind of like what framed the, there's so much to talk about, man. So, jeez, should have been prepared. Let me just do this. So anyways, understanding that, I don't want this to get too confusing. Let me move this out just a little bit. Okay. So there you go. So we push up here and then take a look. We have a breakout trade right here, right? And then this imbalance right here, this 2030. See how it's completely gone, and then when it retraces back, it does not seal that price, right? And then we have that same situation, not again here, but this was a minimum target when I took this sell at 8:30. Why? Because we're pushing up Asia's higher lows, but that's a breakout level as well, right? And we attacked that. I attacked that. I don't know if you are, but you got to have these gaps on your chart. So then when the price pushes up here, and we pretty much squeeze out that guy right there. See this seller right here at 11 o'clock, that high? We don't get to this yet, obviously, but for the New York previous session, but they took out that guy for the, just to make sure that the last, sellers to take a sell here is going to be wiped out. Obviously, them guys right there too. But so we get to the 8:30 here, we push up, and then can I explain this on a 1 hour? Not really, no. So knowing that there's the gap there, knowing that we have these breakout levels right here, and there's imbalances in between, plus underneath the low of the day at the current time in Asia, we have the gap right there. That gap is so beautiful. Fucking comes and taps it twice and then takes off. So this was a very high confluence area because it's a speaker. Take a look. Origin, highs, and then lows. And if you were expecting for it to come here to be a speaker like that, well, I get it, but where are you on this roadmap here? On this up to retrace back to up, like where are you here? Like that's how I looked at it, right? Or how I do look at it. So here is just, and if I was to do this for you for the structure point of view, you'll see that this is the high. Now, okay, so this is to make the higher low, right? But on our way from this high down to this higher low, you got this structure right here. See that? So all of that in between is just fucking noise. So what did we get? So you thought this was the lower low. You thought this was the low. This was the lower low, right? This was the lower low. And you have a nice raid. You have a divergence here. This is a beautiful buy right here. Then it comes up, makes the lower high, and we never break above that yet. Then we time distortion here, all trying to get you frustrated, all trying to get you chopped up, and it's all bullshit. And then, sure enough, boom, big raid candle comes down. Where does it come to? Comes back to that imbalance that we talked about on the 15-minute from the previous day at the end of the session. And then we take out that low, which is Asia's low, and then we have the gap underneath. Beautiful. Plus, we have the opening range gap. They get real close to sealing it, and they don't. That's a dangling carrot. Didn't need it either. I still fucking took advantage of their ass. But anyways, the lower high, and then this is the lower low. So when they made this, you could say this is a lower low too. I'm sorry, a lower high right here. And that's a lower low. You can say that. So now, if I do this again, you can see that it could be this, right? Let's just do this. It could be this, which is fine. All right, and then nice double bottom, obviously, right? You see that, but really, this is what we're doing here. Is if I go from over here. This is all we were doing, all right? So on the right side, on the upside of the curve here, you're gonna see higher highs and higher lows. Then it exhausts. Then coming down, you're gonna get these lower lows, lower highs. This is as basic structure as it can get, right? And then when you're on the right side of the curve, moving up, now you're getting a push up. That's a higher high, and then that's the higher low, and then now we just made a new higher high, right? Now, again, I'm not saying it can't come back down here and break structure, but I'm just trying to give you the logic, right? So you'll see things differently. Anyways, there's so much to talk about here. So I was ready at 8:30 today, and I smacked these motherfuckers right here. Because I knew where we were. Is this gap on your chart? So this is not a random place. And I hate that I have to do this every day. I don't know what else I can do. I know it makes sense because I'm trying to teach trading. So, but at the same time, it's just I don't know. I gotta figure something out. I'd like to go live, but and I think I would murder it live. I mean, I could literally do this live, but it's just like I have this ADD, and then I feel like I got to do something and make people happy, and then I've tried it before, and it sucked. But I'd just rather teach. But we'll see here, man. We'll see. So anyways, this 8:30 does this, nice little shakeout. Then the price pushes up. Now the price pushes up here. We're back. We're at 50% of the gap. That's this entry that I have is not random. Okay. So it pushes up, squeezes, then it's coming down, then I push the button. All right, not the other way around. Not pushing the button and then it goes up. No. It went up. I want to see if it was going to take out that high out. It didn't. It came back, and then I'm entered. Sure enough, then I put my stop loss on top of that high. I don't care about that high. That high. Because if it's going to go above this high, then it's going to take out that high. So logical. And where am I? We took out that little high that I just told you about. Remember? On 11 o'clock right there. So that understanding, I want to come where? I know the opening range gap is down here, so I'm already in the trade. Number one. Number two, obviously I have liquidity to the left. Number three, and this is when I actually highlighted it. I deleted it currently, but this is what I was talking about. This breakout level. Now, yes, I have the same thing here, and then I have this, and I have the liquidity here. But for me to sell this down, this is my minimum target, and I need to take the profit. I don't give a fuck what this thing does. I don't care if it goes below here. I don't care if it goes below here. This is my target, because if it bounced from here, it could bounce from here. Absolutely, it could bounce from here. So you see that here, and I'm trying to take the screenshot a little early. So, all right. So there's that, and then, and how did I? If you're wondering how did I do that, well, you could see my markings here. So I'm already in. If I didn't get in here and you're scared to get in here, then do not trade like me. Then what could you do? Well, I wait for an imbalance. I got it marked. Pushes up, solid, right? Shoots down, another imbalance right there. Can't miss that, right? So tags it, pushes down, comes back up. If I dragged this out, it would have held it. So I didn't drag it out. I didn't need to. And then this, I'm using this inversion imbalance. You could have used this one as well up here. You could have used that, but I used this one. And sure enough, that was beautiful. Nice gap right there. We're tagging in that little gap, all these little details. Are you able to now read price? You should be. I mean, I go over every fucking candle. You know what I mean? So by now, like, you got to be able to understand these things, right? And then here we go, using that, and then it's just gone, right? And then 9:30, look, we dip right in this. I don't have time to even draw no shit like that. 9:30, then it shoots straight to my target. Fucking beautiful. So that's to explain it. So now again, if this was the sell model here in the origin, right, we expect to go below it, but at the same time, I'm protecting myself from not trying to be perfectly right. So and then I need to screenshot it in advance. That's why I don't like doing this shit. But anyways, now this should have been my minimum target, but I have the midnight level, I have the opening, I have the 50%. I'm good, bro. Like, it's all good, right? Take the profit, be done. So that's the case. Let's do this. So then price smacks that 50 perfectly, right? We use this 50% in most of the day, algorithmically, right? And then now we have swept this level. We have a raid here. We have a higher low right here, divergence. My indicator didn't even highlight it, but it was beautiful. And I talk about this all the time. This is not hindsight. This is not maybe. I talk about this all the time. Look at this. Beautiful, bruh. So the price comes down. I get filled horribly here. Price shoots up, retraces. Now it's like a little swing low right here. And then by the time this next candle pushed up, I was like, I was late on the trigger. Pushed it, and then sure enough, this next candle it tapped and just took off. So at this point, I have this imbalance here and this first imbalance here of the opening gap. So of the opening session, right? Range of market. So you see that right here. So I'm using, and these two levels get used the rest of the day, actually. And then you'll see as we push up, where do we get to? We get to right to the 90%. Up 90%. Where did I come up with that? Right to the 9:30 open level. Beautiful. Okay. So then guess what happens? Now that that's all been mentioned. All right. So then this chops back, and then we're chopping around. And how do I know this is a chopping day? Well, number one, the biggest reason is because we just had a major ass drop. All right. Number two, you don't see imbalances. Yes, you had the bearish one and the bearish one there, right? But in the bullish eye, you don't see any. Look at it. It's so overlapping. Yes, you had one up here, right? But dude, we're not using that. That's way too in a premium. We're not going to use that to buy anyways, right? We buy low, right? But you don't see any. Look constantly. Like here, you get a couple there, right? But like you can tell that, okay, and then you get a couple bearish imbalances there. You get some bullish ones here. But what the point of what I'm trying to say is, you could tell by the wicks, you could tell by the lack of imbalance, especially on the discount area and the lower section. You don't see any. So that tells me automatically it's not going to just be taking off. Yes, I have this highlighted. Doesn't mean I'm going to be holding for it today. I was actually done right after this trade, which is 12:35. I was fucking done. So what happened here? We went sideways. As you see, we're struggling to get above this level, this bearish imbalance. We can't get above it. I mean, we get above it, but we can't push off more and create structure away from it. So and look, how many times did it happen? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times the price keeps getting rejected, and we keep getting all this sloppy, fake ass buying, and then they come and rate it. So how do I know that? Well, is this going to be the lower? Is this going to be the lower low, or is it going to be down here? Why did I still buy this? Because this was a beautiful fucking trade. Why? Because when I took this trade, we had swept liquidity to the left. That's step number one. Step number two, as I raid that raid. Well, this didn't even raid it yet technically. So we're talking about this. But step one, you take out that level. Step two, you see a divergence here. This is like in a perfect world. You see a divergence here with rating our recent price action, and then we have a divergence here, and then and so on, right? And then we're aiming for liquidity above, right? Very, very, very logical. And you see, I'm not playing around. This is literally the level I'm trying to go to. Why? It's the 930. It's a very, very confluence level. If you would have just pushed sell here, we'd have made money, right? So that's why they come right back to it. Okay. So that being said, so price gets chopped around, all right, and then it comes right back into this that first imbalance. All right, I end up taking a buy here. All right, so the bodies come down and they stop. We test that. I end up pushing buy right here. Comes up and it starts failing. Comes against me. I already took it out. I'm constantly like, I'm not getting tore up, but my trades are not working. So and as you can see, it's because they're holding this fucking level, plus also that 930 level. Then we end up getting a raid again. Take a look at this. Then now I wait. We come with this big push down. Look at these bearish candles. You see it? Very, very obvious. You usually see a finale with all these bearish candles, right? Just like over here with these last three. But here we end up tagging the gap, and I'm like, okay. Once we did this, I'm talking about right here. Forget here, right here. Once we tag in here, it takes out the liquidity below. So now we're in the same situation as we are right here. Okay? We're in the same boat. We take out that liquidity there, we seal that imbalance, and we're sitting on that gap, which the gap is now extra. I end up taking this buy right here. I took this buy, but what does it not have? It doesn't have the divergence like this, right? But I know that it just hit the gap, so I'm going to take this trade. Sure enough, it came all the way up here beautifully. I was like, and it stopped on a dime at that first imbalance. Look, man. You can't make that up. Look at that. But guess what? It failed. And I was like, oh no. I'm trying to get to this area. I'm trying to bust here. And this is my minimum target right here. See that? See those equal highs right there? That's what I'm trying to get. Plus, it's going to be back into this struggling bearish inversion that I'm trying to flip it as an inversion. Guess what? This motherfucker comes all the way back on me. I was like, dude, you got to be joking. So anyway, I mean, listen, I'm a sniper, and I left it like this. I left this stop here just so you could see it. It wasn't here. It was a little bit higher. It was actually literally like right here underneath, but it would be blocking the dollar amount. So I dropped it a little bit just so you could see it. But I'm literally, so the price comes down, right? So we get stuck here. We tap into this bearish imbalance right here. And I'm like, dude, this ain't good. We're below the 50%. And then this thing comes all the way back on me. And you're probably like, why didn't you just take the profit? Well, because I'm greedy. I was being greedy. I was really trying to get to this level. But this was a beautiful buy. I should have just took the profit and left it alone. Sure enough, it came against me, bro. And these motherfucking dirty bastards. So what did they do? They came down and they took out that low. Then we're right back at square one, but they're wicking. And this becomes a swing low. Take a look at the three little drop, the three little wicks. See that? So I end up taking it as soon as it taps again here. When we this level, you see why my entry. See how my entry is the same level as this low? Why? Because they're tagging it. They're tagging that low, right? My stop loss is literally put right here. I'm a sniper. I have a higher low. I have a divergence here. Like, it's fucking gorgeous. Then when it pushes up, I'm expecting this bearish imbalance to flip as an inversion and hold. Sure enough, it does. Take a look. Beautiful. All right. We also have the daily gap there too, right? With that, and there's a little miniature gap. See that little miniature gap right there? I'm trying to tell y'all, man. I'm sick with it. But this gap right here, this 12.11 and 12.12. See that little gap right there? See this 12.21, how we dig right back in it? Right there. Can't miss that, right? Anyways. What was I saying? So we took it right here, right? Pushed right through. Now, at this point, I'm fucking, just so you understand, I'm exhausted. I'm super exhausted mentally that I'm just like, this shit broke me down, bro. And this, so did this. And then when it got right here and it took right above these equal highs right here, you can't miss me screenshotting it. Done. I take out the trade and I'm done for the day. I said, you guys can go eat a bag of, you know. But, and I'm like, yes, I understood that we'll come up here. Yes, I understood that. But I didn't hold for it because I'm like, dude, the way they did this, they spooked me. And I understood I was on the right side of the curve. Yes, and I understood that, look on the 15-minute, I understood that it was about to expand. But I also saw that this candle on the 15-minute didn't have a wick. Look at this candle right there. It doesn't have a wick right here. That candle doesn't have a wick on there, which would be on the 1 minute, it would be located right here. See those little two candles? See those two candles? They don't have wicks on them. So I was like, I don't want that shit to whip on me. And I said, I'm fucking walking away. So super game. And then, what's it called? And then from there, take a look at this. I knew this shit was going to happen. So I get out right here. It retraces back into that first imbalance. Wait, what minute was that? That was a 31. Yeah. So the 31 candle right there, we bounced right off of it, right? Do you have that on your chart? Do you have this on your chart? Look at this. This is your classic support resistance. We push up, we get into that bearish inversion that we're trying to hold, and it finally pushes up, right? It sweeps this liquidity. And then if you look to the left here, when they were coming up, they came up just to wipe out those last late sellers right here. They wiped that out. And then what they do? And I fucking knew it. Let me tell you something. I knew it. I was sitting back at lunch like, I fucking knew it. I literally knew we were going to come back down. Now, look at the way they did this though. So this level right here, this 15-minute, is this candle. Is this candle right here. I'm going to draw a little line right there. All right, you see that? You see, so when we were up here, I was like, I know we're going to come back down here. I know we're going to come back down here and get into that wick. Or what's to the left? This big down candle, this 12 o'clock down candle. This is a support down candle. All right. See that demand block? Boom. It does hit the open, right, of this candle. So they dangled that little wick. They dangled that bitch. But guess what was above it? There's another one right here, right, which is that candle now, which we're talking about, the 1231, no wick. But what's above that? Right, that low, that swing low that they created. This was your classic support resistance, and this is a breakout trade. So then we come back to then wipe them out to the left. Fucking beautiful. And I'm telling you right now, before we even got up here, I knew that we were gonna come back down here. It's crazy shit, bro. It's crazy. But beautiful at the same time. So, that being said, they created liquidity here. Take a look. Price came up. Look how they stop on a dime with the equal highs right here and then drop it back. Shady. Super shady. Built that liquidity and then ran for it. Look at this. Look at this. This 313. Look how it runs. See that? Boom. This is all you telling me. You telling me that this is buyers and sellers doing that? Impossible. And I knew that before I started even trading in this business. Anyways, what was I gonna say? I'm making videos long and I don't want to make them long. 24 already. So here we were having, we had higher highs here with Dow here. And then, and this is, I'm talking about between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. And we had lower highs here. All right. So that right there, we had swept the liquidity to the left with S&P and Dow when the 8:30 news I'm talking about. And we didn't do that with Dow. So I mean I didn't draw it, but I mean it was something I know, I understood. So if I do it like this, specifically this can't, let me move this. This is the 8:30 right here, right here, right here, right here. See that? So see how they're see how they're lower highs on Dow, and then we re-rated, right? So that was another purpose of me taking this out where I took the sell. Just panned out, dude. I mean, you know, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, that's for sure. And then anyways, when we were coming down, and this was now like 9:10, for example, I'm in the macro window at that time. I'm already in, but we have lower highs here, and as you can see, we do pop up for the higher highs. That's what that's level 4. Then when we were here, all right, and we had lower highs here with S&P and NAS, and then we had higher highs here, and that bitch dropped. Right, here all in agreement when they took out the lower lows here, so didn't need that. They were all in agreement, and that's fine. I don't have to wait for a divergence to be in the trade. If you're wondering that question, I just need the framework here. I need to know where this price is, right? And I got plenty of confluence here, and you know, this just was the icing on the cake right there. This is just my favorite thing to see, man. Just fucking beautiful. Other than that, what was I doing? Oh, dollar. So dollar decides to get that pullback. That's why I was laughing yesterday when I was like, oh, now they finally pulled back. The reason why I said that was because I knew they were going to kind of push down more than normal. And then they had finally came up to this gap right here. And then, you know, we're now we're getting that little push up with us. And then dollar starting to come down a little bit. But anyways, and then, what's it called? The bonds were also finding a sort of floor, and they were kind of moving up back from that floor. Go take a look at that. And then if you look at the yields were also kind of retracing back with dollar, so sort of getting into sync. But that's just kind of the explanation of us kind of pushing up. But besides all that, you didn't need that. I mean, I literally told y'all what was going to happen the day before. So, and some guy told me, he's like, why don't you trade live? I'm like, well, how about this? I'll do you one better. I'm telling you before live. I'm telling you about the price before live even happens, right? What does that count for, right? And that's why I do what I do, because I know I could do that. But, you know, gurus on the internet are, you know, if they do it live, God bless them, you know. But I mean, again, that's why I want peace and I don't do it. And I'm able to tell you the price of what's going to happen the day before. Again, I don't want to toot my horn, man. I'm not trying to, you know, have this ego. I hate that this is constantly what it is in this industry. I'm constantly trying to show you I'm right. I'm constantly trying to do, it's just like, bro, I don't want to be a part of that. If I start showing you social media stuff and all, dude, once I start showing all that stuff, there's no end to it. I mean, yeah, you're going to get a bigger following, but it's like, man, I've been there and done that. I'm not even trying to do that, man. I'm trying to live a very low-key, peaceful life, bro. You know what I'm saying? And not married to anything. But Dow coming down, weekday, but comes down, takes out their previous lows of the previous day low. They're just inching down and get probably in here. See this? See this little breakout trader level? Oh, such a coincidence. Such a coincidence, bruh. You see how they bust through? Oh, wow. Not a surprise that they came right there, bro. Like that. So this is the power of this logic that I talk about every day. I don't see anyone on the internet talking it like this at all. And even though you could say, yeah, you know, support resistance, you know, break retest, all that. Yeah, it's very easy trading. Yes. But we also attack that. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the logic. But what am I What else am I saying? Yeah, man, the videos are so long. I'm sorry. I don't even want to make them long anymore. But then, what is this, Dow? Yeah, sorry, I'm looking all over the place. So inversion held right there. This bearish balance right there, and then take a look. Oh, and then we're starting to push back up. I think we're going to be pushing back up. We're bullish. I mean, I know we're bullish. It's just, unless do we get is this a displacement? People are thinking that. No, it's just a higher low. At the time, there's nothing crazy about it. Fourth quarter, we're still expecting more, but unless it's like drops, and then it's like, okay, we'll have a different conversation. But we're basically all the candles today, the daily candles coming back up to the previous day's low. They're just trying to wipe out that breakout trading and imbalance levels. That's it. That's all that's happening. Oh, this was yes. So you see how we come back to the low of the previous day. And look on the daily. You see how we swept. We come right there. Yeah, it's just all it is, man. Nothing crazy here. Look at this. Same situation here. Look at they dangled that carrot though. Ugh. Look at S&P. They dangled that carrot. They put a gap right there, and the open. They didn't even tag the bottom of that. So Nas was cleaner. That's why I trade Nas. Anyways, yeah, crazy how I got out early. I knew it was gonna push up, but I was really more important. I was more interested in the profit. They say trade your chart, trade your chart. Yes, that's true, but I mean, here, this is if I'm holding for these highs, yes, that's me trading the chart, right? But I'm not going to do that. I'm a day trader. I need to take the profit, so I didn't play around. But I think I'm missing something. And so again, Nvidia, what did they do today? We gapped up. All right, we gapped up, and then we sold off down to come back into these wicks, balance some of that, and then we push back up. So not crazy movement, but I mean, it's very similar to our price action. We pushed up, first at 8:30, and then anyways, not that important. Am I missing something? I'm always missing something, dude. Nice inversion right there. Just 12 o'clock, 1 hour. See that? All that price action is sitting right in there. See that? But speaker here, not pretty, but it is one. Fucking knew it, man. You gotta trust your fucking analysis, dude. I'm telling you. That's the battle right there. And all right, you guys take care and God bless.